Here. Well, this is Max and Nason and Here Technologies in Huntsville, Alabama. Back from the AES show. I hope you folks enjoyed it. The ones that showed up and got your free stress ball or some swag, that type of thing. It was a great show for us, and we appreciate everybody coming by the booth and and all the suggestions and all. But one thing that we got pretty clear from everybody is the talkback that we used to make back in the days, and here's all three of them. Seems we got to bring this puppy back. So basically I just wanted to show what the old talkback systems did and what the evolution was so we can come up with ideas for this new one. The first one back in about 98, I guess, 98, 97 was the Talkback 200, which is this little guy. It was very straightforward. You had a talkback button, talkback level. You were able to control your monitor, and it would dim your monitor when you hit the talkback, of course, so things wouldn't feed back, in the control room. And this one actually has a headphone circuit in it, which was repeated. Everything's repeated back on the back. So you had your aux in, aux out, your monitor in, monitor out. Then there was just a one-button remote. All you do is hit this, and it would give you talkback. You could, either put it on your desk or on the floor. Your microphone input and a power supply. So this was the Talkback 200. Very straightforward, very simple. There were not that many of these made. This is a rare little animal here. So, but this one gave way pretty quickly to, in about 2000 or 99, which is the Talkback 600. And you see this one even says Quantum Technologies on it. This is before Here Technologies really was a brand name. So that's how old this thing is. And it's the same thing. Here's your talkback, just as in the old one. Here's the monitor. And what you could actually do with this one, though, there were two monitors. You could actually select between like near field, far field, or whatever you wanted to do. And this one's remote. It had a thing we added called the producer remote, and this was an RF module. You can see by the antenna, to make it easier, you no longer were wired to the system if you didn't want to be. And on the back of it, of course, your microphone input here. And now the auxes, instead of having just one, we gave you a choice of three. So there was a aux in, you could have three stereo pairs going in and out. And then here's your monitor A and B out. Okay, here's your ins and your outs. So you could have all that. And then we had a, provision for wired remotes. So that's the Talkback 600, which did not stick around very long because almost immediately after this guy, here we come with the 600 MV. And this is what everybody knows. The MV was monitor volume. And basically it had all the same stuff. Here's your talkback, and then here's your monitor section. But the neat thing about it was they added a volume control, so you could actually select and then control the volume of your monitors in the control room. And you'll notice that here, instead of an RF receiver, it became an IR receiver. And that was this guy, which I'm sure everybody's familiar with, the little purple box. So you had your talkback and your monitor select that were just on this IR receiver or the transmitter. And the back of it looks exactly like the other one. The Talkback 600. The MV did add one other feature, which we don't know if we'll put on the new one or not, because I don't know if we're going to have 6 auxes. It gave you a little switch. If I can get to it, there it is, on the bottom, so you could actually switch those auxes in or out depending on what you wanted to do. And that's basically the 3 talkback systems. Now we're probably on the new version of this thing stick pretty much with the Talkback 600 MV since it was the last one, but there are certain things that people have been suggesting. The 600 are all of them, and at AES there was only one microphone. Now we had a couple of suggestions of adding 2 mics. We don't know if you want to do that or not. And the other big suggestion on this thing was to add digital capability, maybe Waves or Dante, so that you could actually put your talkback signal throughout the digital stream. Just go to everything with it. It wouldn't be a bad idea, chime in on something like that, because of course whenever you do stuff like that, that does add to cost, but it does add to functionality. In other words, you could use it in just about anything, any position you'd want to. So we've pretty much made up our minds that we're going to make this thing standalone. We're not going to make a card, say, to go into the Pro and make it only go with the Pro. We're going to make a standalone unit that you could use just pretty much with anything. But we're not sure really what you want to see in the layout. How do you want this thing to react? What do you want it to do or not do? Is the 6 auxes, is that just too much stuff? It's just not necessary. We're just not really sure what you really want to see. So, any suggestions would be wonderful on this. We'll keep the mic trim, the mic gain trim, excuse me. I'm looking at a camera that I can't figure out which way is left and right. We'll keep all that kind of thing, but we just really don't know quite what to do with it.
And I guess one of the things that we're considering is making this integrate with the HearBack Pro. Basically, put a HBus connection possibly on it, so that the intercom that's native to the HearBack Pro could be interfaced directly with this. So when you would hit the talkback button, or on the remote, when you'd hit the talkback button, it would route the microphone that's plugged in here over the HBus, and it would show up on the intercom channel of all the mixers. And then when the musicians would engage their intercom, basically it could automatically dim the monitors and come over the monitors, which I guess we would probably need to have a control for that level here, because that would be adding a sort of a reverse talkback feature. But Max did mention just a second ago about the digital potential digital capabilities with this system. One thing we could consider doing is possibly just having a card slot, and maybe make it so that it can be populated with the same cards that we've already released for the HearBack Pro system, so that you could interface with any of the digital flavors we've already got developed for that, which would be ADAT, AES-EBU, Dante, and Wave Sound Grid. Mm-hmm. So basically, just be able to choose a channel that you want to designate as your talkback channel, or maybe it's all channels. I don't know. We'd probably have to have some way to configure that if we went down that road. But really, we're just looking for your input, your suggestions. If we bring this thing back, do we keep it like it is, or do we try to integrate it with the Pro a little bit? Of course, we want to avoid trying to increase cost. In fact, we're hoping that we can maybe bring this thing back out and lower
the cost on it. Just make it a pretty useful, and very affordable little tool here. And we'll keep the logo with Jack with the microphone too.
I forgot that was like
that. I like that. That's cool.
So a lot of people have told us that there's still a need for these, because the consoles that are out there either don't have TalkBack implemented, or if they do have TalkBack implemented, it's not implemented in an elegant way. For example, talking to a few people at the show, they said, well, yeah, I got a TalkBack built into the console, but you don't have this capability of having the wireless remote, and you don't have the automatic dimming. You don't have the ability to choose multiple channels for the TalkBack to route over, and so forth. So this is there's still really a need for this on the market, and really the only reason why this went away was because everything went lead free.
Yeah, the RoHS directive is what killed it.
Just never got around to redesigning it. So basically, we just have to go through and pick new parts and redesign it.
Yep.
But okay, so we've got a few followers, but
cool. Pan us out a little bit.
All right.
And you can get in the shot. There we go. There I am.
All right.
Excuse our mess, but that's just the way it is. All right.
So I guess that's the main thing is just we don't have any questions yet, but this will go into archive, and I'm sure we'll get some viewers, and we'll kind of follow up and see what kind of comments that people have on it, and we'll try to incorporate, because that's what we did on the Hearback Pro. We like to listen to everybody's comments and try to integrate what people want into these products. So.
Right. It's your product. I mean, we don't want to build something that we say, here, buy it. We'd like you to, give us, exactly what's going on. With
let us know what you need. Do you need to have all 6 of the auxes that the Hearback or the Talkback 600 had, or is it just?
That's a lot of stuff back there.
So do you just need to have
the
stereo?
2 microphones?
Yeah, if we do the 2 microphones, the idea was that you would also have independent remote controls for those 2 microphones.
Correct.
So the idea was that you could have one for the control room and then one possibly for the producer that might be in another room.
Yeah, or walking around or whatever.
So.
And what do you want the remote? I mean, with the remote, there's all kinds of possibilities too. This one right now is IR. I mean, should it be like through the phone? What?
Yeah, we
Bluetooth?
could do it as an app.
Yeah.
It could be Bluetooth. So that's a possibility.
There you go.
We could even go ahead and make the remote Bluetooth so that it's an RF wireless, same kind of size, but you could either maybe buy this or use the app if you'd rather not. Some people like to have a tactile feel button, or some people like to have the app. But just let us know what you think, and we'll kind of take everything into consideration and start working on a design. But we've had a lot of people ask for this, so I think this might be the next product that we bring to market. Let us know. Thanks for tuning in today. Talk to you guys later. We'll probably be going live again maybe next week sometime.
Yep.
So.
No doubt. Y'all take care. Have a great day. What is it? Columbus Day. Half the people aren't even here today, or more than half. Rock on.